Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Mark Sparks, host of the Men's Room, and with me, I'm excited, Emeka.
Great to see you again.
Great to see you.
Thanks
now,
for coming out.
I call you the artist formerly known as That Fruit.
Yeah, Peachez. That's right.
Right.
You know, the time on Keys to the VIP was very rewarding.
Yeah.
It was very fun, and it was very eye opening as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a large community out there of guys who really enjoy what we had to present there,
Mm-hmm.
and they're always looking for more information and more insight
Yes.
on the subculture dealing with how we interact with women.
Now, you actually kind of talked about it a little bit, and you were talking about the different parts of, interaction.
Yes.
Relating. And, we have your approach, you have all your compartments, if you will.
Yes.
And I know that was one of the things that you did talk about, you still do talk about.
Absolutely.
Is
Yeah.
compartmentalization.
Yeah, it's a tough one to say and actually a tough one to follow.
Right? I could barely get it out.
Yeah, and guys can barely get it out there when they're in the field.
Right.
And what it is it's being able to, not put the carriage in front of the horse, so to speak.
Okay.
What you have is you have a lot of guys who when they're getting ready to go out, they're getting dressed, they're getting their cologne on, they're putting on their go-to shirt or whatever, their go-to kicks. And they're saying to themselves, I'm going to go out, I'm going to get laid. I worked hard all week, got to get laid. I gotta find a reward for all my hard work.
Right.
And what I'm trying to teach guys and is to stop that line of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually watch a guy when he's engaging a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see him starting to think too much. And as an athlete or as a guy in the field, once you start thinking too much,
Mm-hmm.
the play starts to break down.
Right.
You start making mistakes. You start second guessing yourself. And, in a lot of aspects of sports and the interaction at the local bars or the clubs or we're talking to people,
Right.
a lot of it has to do with confidence and
Sure.
that air of this is familiar, this is a familiar area for me.
Right.
And I know what to do. I know what's going to happen next. And the best way to make sure that happens is by compartmentalizing the situation. So, for example, if you're going to go out and you're going to talk to a female,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to look at her and you're not going to say to yourself, I'm going to have sex with this female, because you've already, number one, you've already put her in a position that's superior to you. You're going into the situation
Right.
seeking something.
Right.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but if you walk down the streets of Toronto or wherever city you are in the world,
Yep.
you can tell when someone's approaching you to ask for something. I call it the beggar's approach. And right there, this person, through their instincts, especially with females, their instincts are razor sharp.
Yeah.
They can tell this guy is coming to get something from me. And, based on the music and the alcohol, I know what he wants. He's going to play the game with me, and he wants some sort of intimate connection with me.
That's all he wants, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
And of course, your self-speak coming into the situation, I got to get it. Her self-speak is he's got to work for it. So now you're in a cat and mouse situation. You're playing a game that you're no longer in control of,
Right.
because she's the one who has what you
What you
want.
want.
So you're already working from a position of inferiority, and the room for error is now very, very, very small.
Right.
Because she's looking for the coolest cat in the bunch. The guy who's going to approach the situation like, you know what, I've been here before.
Right.
I'm the type of guy who excels in this situation.
Right.
I'm the type of guy who doesn't have to beg.
Right.
And once you give off that confidence, you've sparked attraction.
Right.
So therefore, with that being said, you have to compartmentalize the situation. You have to remove the idea that I'm coming into this situation with this female wanting something. I don't know if I want to have sex with you. I don't know if I want your number. I don't know if you're even worth the time to speak to. And once you've put that in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
once you've put in your head that you're compartmentalizing this exchange, finding out whether or not she's worth more than 3 or 4 words,
Right.
your body language would immediately change.
That's an incredible, for lack of a better term, it's an incredible teachable, incredible executable step, right? You go from, I want to have sex
Yes.
from you, or can you give me some sex, to
That's right.
do I want to give you my time?
Exactly. And once you have that understanding in your mind,
Yeah.
prior to approaching that female and while approaching her, we're picking up millions and millions of little cues from someone's body language, the way they talk, the way they approach you. And then she'll sense, this guy, I came here to play defense, but he's not putting me on defense.
Right.
This guy is judging me.
Right.
He's trying to figure out whether...
coaching?
Yeah, is he coaching?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's trying to figure out whether I'm worth the time.
Right.
But you know what? I spent hours getting ready. I spent hours, looking for the shortest skirt, putting on my fake eyelashes, hearing from guys on Tinder or whatever dating app I'm on that I'm hot. Why isn't this guy following the same frame?
Right. And
you flip the script.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, before you know it, she's in a slippery slope into a position of trying to curry to your favor.
Right.
She's trying to get you to act like all the other guys.
Right.
The ones who come in with the beggar's approach. The ones who come into the situation with their hat in their hands. And all this, I liken it to a bobsled. Once you engage in a little bit of compartmentalization, you get the right push in the right direction, watch the thing take off. And as you get further and further down the course,
sure,
you'll find yourself having to do less work because you've got so much momentum. And all of a sudden, you're just the cool guy smiling. And she's now the girl that's touching you, trying to win your favor, asking you to follow her home or meet me tomorrow or here's my number.
Right.
Because for some reason, she can't get over the fact that this guy completely flipped the script on her.
Right.
I came in with this idea, and this guy had a completely other, and I'm now a slave to his frame.
And I want to also kind of, highlight the fact that you're not, because I think a lot of guys think it's about being a jerk or it's about you're right. And you're not saying that at all. When you're talking about compartmentalization,
yes,
me and that word don't have friendships.
Yeah.
When you're talking about that, you're not saying go in there to be an asshole.
That's
you
right.
didn't say go in there and, nagger.
That's right.
So to speak.
You don't have to.
You went in there and to find out, is this something that I want?
Exactly. A lot of the stuff that's been taught to us via Venusian arts and some of the other guys, some of the other forefathers in seduction theory and PUA, it was a very assertive, very active ideology. And I think what happened is when a theory becomes refined, you want guys to actually do less.
Right. Sure.
You don't want guys to be overactive and have to think too much. Because a lot of the old stuff with negging and this gambit and Ice Cube and palm read and all this type of stuff, it requires memory, and then you got to switch your memory banks, and it's a loud club, there's drinks being swilled,
right? And
you're trying to, okay, what am I going to say next? Oh, what was that thing I got taught? We want to make it a lot more simpler for guys, and that's why in the attraction arts, which I like to align myself with more, is that with compartmentalization, you're focusing on you first.
Right.
Rather than them.
Which is the only place you really have control.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And if you can focus on you and you can get your mind to think a certain way, all of a sudden, I've used this pun before, you get that Neo Matrix where you kind of see all the code.
Right.
It all makes sense.
Literally.
You're stopping bullets in the air and you're looking at them like, wow, that was easy, right?
Right.
And that's where we want to get guys to be, or that's where we want them to operate from, is, mastering their own mind, mastering their body, and then mastering the situation.
Right.
You can't master the situation if you haven't mastered yourself.
Right.
And if you're thinking, okay, what was the next gambit I want to play, or what's this other line that I want to throw out there, you're now grasping at ideas that should have been readily available, but because they're not readily available, you're thinking about it, you're in your head, and now you're losing control of the situation. And so we're breaking this down to just frame by frame, second by second. We're breaking this game down into chunks that if guys handle these small things on the outset,
right,
like a row of dominoes, everything else will fall. That's right.
Right.
Beautifully. And you'll be like, we've all been there where you've been in a situation with a woman where everything kind of just happens so smoothly. It's because you started well.
Right. I don't know what happened. Next thing I know.
Yeah, I'm at her place. And we're doing this. We're kissing, changing numbers. I'm waking up and having breakfast at her place. Those type of nights are the ones that happen they seem with the least amount of effort.
Right.
And it's because if you start well, you finish well.
Yeah, that's a great
Just
point.
that simple. And that's why I've been pushing compartmental CPM. I've been pushing CPM very, very heavily with a lot of the guys that I do one-on-ones with. That are you ready? Where's your mind at? Yes, she's beautiful. Yes, she looks awesome. Yes, she's dressed well. Yes, she's with a gaggle of friends. But here's your focus. You want to just find out whether or not she's worth the conversation. You want to see what type of energy you're going to get from her by simply saying hello.
Okay.
And once you go in with that lack of objective or that lack of expectation, I guarantee for any of the guys listening out there, it will change your whole aura. It'll change your whole aura.